There's something fascinating about MMA rematches, especially when they happen a decade later. Because the first time Max Holloway and Charles Oliveira fought, they weren't legends, they were prospects. Back in 2015 at UFC Fight Night 74, the two featherweights met in the main event, but the fight ended in one of the strangest ways you'll ever see. Just 99 seconds into the first round, Oliveira shot in for a takedown, then suddenly grabbed his neck and shoulder and collapsed. The referee stopped the fight and Holloway was awarded a first round TKO. Later, reports said Oliveira had suffered a micro tear in his esophagus and a neck injury, which even caused temporary paralysis on one side of his body for several hours. It wasn't a real finish, it was an accident, so technically, this rivalry never really got settled. But here's the crazy part, that fight happened when both men were still evolving. Since then, Max Holloway became one of the greatest featherweights in UFC history, known for his insane cardio, volume striking, and the famous line, "I'm the best boxer in the UFC, baby." Charles Oliveira, on the other hand, turned into the most dangerous submission artist the UFC has ever seen, breaking the record for the most finishes and submissions in UFC history. So this rematch is not the same fight, not even close. The first time they fought, Oliveira was still a raw grappler who relied heavily on submissions. Today, he's a completely different fighter. His Muay Thai has evolved, his pressure has improved, and he's become incredibly dangerous in scrambles. But the real question in this fight is simple. Can Oliveira get Holloway to the ground? Because standing up, Holloway has some huge advantages. Max fights at a ridiculous pace, he throws hundreds of strikes, keeps constant pressure, and rarely slows down. Over 5 rounds, very few fighters can keep up with that volume, and he also has elite takedown defense, which has historically made life difficult for grapplers. But Oliveira doesn't need many chances, he only needs one mistake, one scramble, one moment where Holloway gives up his neck or his back, and that's where Oliveira becomes terrifying. His submission game isn't just too good, it's opportunistic. He attacks in transition, guillotines, rare naked chokes, arm triangles. The moment the fight hits the mat, Oliveira becomes one of the most dangerous finishers in MMA. And stylistically, Holloway's aggressive striking style could actually create those openings, because when Max pressures forward and throws combination, he sometimes leaves his hips exposed. That's exactly the kind of moment where Oliveira waits for. So my prediction, if this fight stays standing for 5 rounds, Holloway probably wins a decision, but I don't think it goes that way. I think at some point in the chaos, Oliveira drags this fight into a scramble, and when that happens, I'm predicting Charles Oliveira by submission, because this time the fight won't end in a freak injury. This time it ends with Do Bronx doing what he does best.